Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Tuesday the 15th of December. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, so looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see yesterday, we put in a bit of a doji yesterday, which a bit of indecision. However, this morning, through the early morning session here, Asian session, we've been pushing up back towards those highs. From a 60-minute point of view, I mean, this seems to be, I mean, it failed. Last time where it failed, it just ran through a little bit yesterday. There's a chance we could run back up to that sort of level today. We've got the R1 pivot just sitting above us there, so it does run up into that area. Again, there may be supply around that sort of area, so it seems to be a supply area at the moment at 1.1044-ish sort of level. Now we've already hit the daily pivot. At the moment, it's erring more on the 4-hourly here, 4-hourly hourly, more looking bullish than anything, which could, as I say, could see us running back into that area, a break of that area. Well, we could see a continuation of this. So we've had this sort of shove up, retracement. Well, perhaps we could see a continuation if we can get past this 200 moving average. There is obviously a 4-hour, but it's a 4-hourly 500 just above, which may be a bit of a spoiler, which comes with the daily 100. If we push up into that area, well, and break, we could see a continuation of this correction here. Okay, there's a little more to be said on that from a 60-minute point of view. A little to be said, but say we've already hit the daily pivot, so R1 looks quite favourable at the moment, but it's that early part of the morning, and sometimes it will just roll from here. There, it's not even diverging. That's where I was just looking to see if there's divergences or any other clues on this, but there's nothing obvious here in terms of what I'm seeing, which suggests it's particularly weak. It's up until now there's been supply around that area, and it's each time it's hit there, it's rolled over, but it's consolidating around this area, so there is a good chance it could break. Okay, looking at the pound dollar. Now we do have news out this morning which could affect the pound dollar at 9:30. We've got the inflation, the CPI figure, inflation numbers coming out at 9:30, so it could be quite key. So where we're sitting here, still in this average range level, it's still effectively the bigger trend of cable is still, the pound dollar is still to the downside when you look at what's going on. We've just been putting lower highs in all the way through and lower lows, and the question is it going to stick another one here? But it has been drifting quite weakly, effectively. Looking from an hourly perspective, well, we've already hit the daily pivot, but we're in a sort of a no man's land at the moment. This may be an easier one to follow through rather than the euro, which has already gone through, and there's the potential. I'm putting it on a live candle at the moment, but a potential, depending on where this 7 o'clock candle finishes, for it to either push up towards yesterday's highs and maybe a little bit beyond into that R1, or the way this is shaping with the lower highs that it already put in there, the way it's shaping, perhaps it could move back down towards yesterday's lows and maybe even down to the S1 area. 200 MA may just put us the brakes on a bit earlier, but it could shape up in that direction at the moment. That'd be my favoured way in terms of it's just a little bit more obvious in terms of where it's going. I mean, the key thing here is we could just end up in a chop day, bearing in mind we've got the FOMC meeting tomorrow. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen's continued, well, the yen's continued strengthening against the US dollar. So it's continued its route downwards, just as the euros continue to strengthen in a sense, to a degree. But the yen's done similar. It's heading back towards that sort of 119.50 area, possibly. again, what we've seen in general is sort of lower highs, lower lows. We could be on for the same sort of thing. The target today may be back down towards that daily S1 pivot at the moment. It certainly looks like it's on course for that right now. Aussie dollar. Usually I look at this Aussie dollar and I'm looking at a sort of a bull flaggy type pattern. I'm wondering whether it's going to push up from that sort of pattern. However, when you look at the 4 hourlies, we put the confirmed lower high in, and well, maybe there's weakness. So there's a conflict in terms of the two charts. What's going on here? When you look at it from an hourly, again, it's really pushing more towards the bullish side than the bearish side at the moment. A break of the lows here. Let's just put the trend line across the lows somewhere around about here. That sort of break of that may see it come back down for its daily pivot. There's a bit of not really major divergence actually. It's probably slightly high actually. RSI on the second reading there, but almost looks like it diverged. Couldn't hold on to its gains through the Asian session there, but it carries on pushing on, back through its 200, maybe the R1 could be on. As I say, if we break this lower trend line, it's tested 21s at the moment again. If it comes back, breaks that, well, we'll be on for the daily pivot, and maybe a bit more sell-off from there. Finally, the Canadian dollar. Oil, I might as well come and look at oil first, really, hadn't I? Oil's just been sort of selling off. May put a key reversal. Yes, not quite a key reversal yesterday, but there is a key reversal bar on the 4 hourlies from the Asian session here. So that midnight bar has put a key reversal in, but maybe it'll only hold on to part of those gains. I've already seen some of the gain from that, but the weekly pivot's not that far ahead, and maybe it'll push on for that. Let's look at the Canadian dollar again then. So there's some gaining, so this could bring the Canadian dollar back to its weekly pivot. Likewise, put the doji in on the dailies there, so it's looking like it may just want to come back. And now the obvious area here is obviously the S1, yesterday's lows. If it can break that, well, maybe it'll head back down towards the 100 and maybe even down to its S2 level. So there's the sort of targets maybe looking for as we run through the day there. If it continues in this route, as I say, the important thing here is probably that S1 area. Okay, that's pretty much it. News-wise, as I said, we've got inflation figure, the CPI coming out at 9:30 for the UK. There's some German sentiment coming out at 10 o'clock. It's not a big mover. It may move the market 5 or 10 pips or so, maybe a little bit more sometimes. Beyond that, we've got the US CPI figure, and that may be a bit more of a mover at 1:30, particularly with the data coming out tomorrow. It just may drive the markets a little bit. If it's shows some sign of inflation, we see some signs of inflation coming through, well, there is a chance that would give the dollar a bit of a kicker. Likewise, if it's dropping off, well, it could see the dollar lose some ground again. That's pretty much it for today in terms of news of any significance. So I think it really is sitting there waiting for tomorrow. We'll see later in the evening at 7 o'clock the FOMC predictions, economic projections, statement of funds, and etc. They're going to give us a dot chart of the projected increases in interest rates, etc. So should be an interesting day tomorrow. That's it for me. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.